Hello, this is a short video on setting up your Amino microcentrifuge. Before you get to this point, you got to do a little bit of setup. So let's undo this machine and redo it so you can see exactly what you're supposed to do. So this is the lid. You always have to screw this on nice and snug when you're centrifuging. This piece here is the rotor. This is what you put your tubes into, and you can fit many different sizes of tubes into these slots here, and you always need to make sure you balance your centrifuge tubes, meaning you have a tube opposite of another. You can have 4 across one another, 8, full thing, or just 2, just as long as you have opposites. And then also within those tubes they should have the same amount of weight or mass. So that's what balancing is. So this is the rotor. And this wrench comes with your kit. You can I'm going to unscrew it here. And remove the rotor. When you get your machine, it's going to look something like this. And it's going to be closed. And it's going to be off. Okay? And so when you get it, you'll need to plug it in, turn it on, and the little lid's going to automatically open. You pull this out. You'll see that there's some little knobs sticking out of the central axle here, and you're going to just match those to the bottom of the rotor here, and it's going to fall down, and it should be flush, pretty flush on the top here. Okay, if it's sitting high, much higher, well, it always kind of wants to fall down, which is great, but if it's sitting higher like this, it's not in properly. It needs to be pretty flush there. And then you take your piece here, you'll see that only the smaller thread fits in this hole here, and you're going to screw that in, give it a little hand tighten, and you can take the wrench, hold the rotor, and just give a nice firm tighten there. You don't need to go crazy, and you definitely do not want to torque this, or you could break the axle in the electric motor. And you're basically ready to go now. You can put your tubes in. Your lid should go on nicely. Another piece that comes with this is a little rod which sticks into a little side hole here. So if for any reason you lose power or the lid doesn't open, you pop this in here and you just push all the way and it'll open up the lid mechanically. Okay. General function here. On the left here we have the speed in which you want it to rotate, and so it's times 100. So this would be 15,000 RPM. You just turn the dial and it'll change the speed. Okay, on the right hand side you've got the time, and so same thing, you can adjust it. If you move it slow, you'll go second by second. If you spin it fast, it'll eventually go it'll jump to much higher amounts. So that's how you use that. And once you've programmed the speed and the time, you can just click run. It'll beep at you and it's going to start spinning. And it's going to go all the way up. It'll make a little bit of noise. Okay. And you can see that I changed the time while it was going, and then it resets to that time you choose. So I just originally had it at 20 minutes and then I reduced it to 30 seconds, and now it's going down, down. And when your time is up, it's going to give a beep, and then it's going to slow down, and then it'll open the lid automatically. All right. Now, if you want to do just a really quick spin, this is called a pulse, and so what you can do is you can put your samples in, balance your tubes, put the lid on, And if you hold the pulse button, it's going to speed up. And when you let go, it's going to slow down. Okay, so you can do that to get liquid down into the bottom of your tubes. Really simple procedures like that. And yeah, that's basically it. It'll fit 1.5 and 2 mil microcentrifuge tubes, and it also comes with some little adapters so you can do smaller PCR tubes.